Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. We're hot off the heels of Impact Wrestling Genesis and I'm now on the road to the Tag Team World Cup. I've done some planning ahead, but seem to have a pretty decent pay-per-view hopefully in store. Obviously pending how a few things pan out and of course, if nobody gets injured. But the match card I've got, happy with it, and let's hope that over the next couple of tapings we can put that pay-per-view card forward perfectly. So without further ado, we'll crack in with the first of the 4 tapings on the road to the Tag Team World Cup. So our tapings this time will be from the Metroplex. And we start the show with the reigning defending Impact World Champion. Of course that is Phoenix. That's my phone decides to go, fantastic. He's interrupted by Johnny Dangle before he really gets a word in. And Johnny Dangle just basically says it's a travesty that EC3, basically, didn't win the championship. It's a shame that again they're going to be represented by a man behind a mask. He says that's creepy, that's weird, and he wants to teach him a lesson. It's just basically a way of setting up our main event of the night to be Phoenix versus Johnny Dangle. And that opening segment got a 48. Next up, we had About that had some great heat and good wrestling, as Roderick Strong defeated TJP in 9:59 with a double knee gutbuster. A 60 matchup here, so very good stuff. Roderick with a fantastic performance over TJP. This led to a backstage, I wouldn't say altercation, that would be a lie, but Ethan Page basically is getting ready just to cut some promos for Impact, before the Impact, or whatever it is, that online show. And he bumps into Roderick Strong. But both are heels, both are kind of impressed with each other's doing. It's an unscripted segment and it's a 69. But what I'm looking to do here is a carbon copy of AEW, let's be perfectly honest. 2 heels that really just find friendship and hating others. AEW has the Men of the Year, and we'll have All Eagle Ethan Page and Roderick Strong, just be quite pally, and obviously setting up an alliance for a tag match at the Tag Team World Cup. But very strong promo with 69, that puts us in a good stead going forward. Next up, we had the matchup between Frankie Kazarian and Jake Christ. Obviously one of Frankie's first appearances back in Impact Wrestling, and he picks up the win in 7:36 with a Wave of the Future. Again, just building up some momentum for him, because he's someone we are going to utilise. And a 46 was the outcome. A 47 performance for Kaz, and that was just a regular matchup. We then have the Acclaimed coming out, and they're going to cut some verbals on Rich Swann and Willie Mack for this tag team matchup. And that was a 39 rated matchup. No, segment, sorry. Matchup itself was actually quite promising, a 52. And it was a decent matchup that saw the Acclaim pick up the win in 11:43 with a mic drop after Max Caster pinned Willie Mack. You can see they're pretty level in terms of in-ring performances for the Acclaimed. Mack at a 50 and Rich Swann with a 58. This leads to a bit of frustration though when they get back to the locker room after the ad break. Basically, Willie Mack storms out. Rich Swann is just blaming him, just saying he was at fault, and Willie Mack is not happy with it. So a 39 rated segment. I then had some double knockouts action. First out, we had a decent matchup between Matsumoto and Fia Trinidad, with Matsumoto winning in 11:26 with a backdrop driver. This was a 47. Matsumoto with a better ring performance. She's not as over as Fia, so I felt like this matchup would be perfect in that regard, of getting her some more overness against a worker she's a bit better than. So pretty happy with that for one half of the Tag Team Champions. The other half of the Tag Team Champions was in action shortly after, as the decent matchup, Miko Satomura defeated Tenille Dashwood in 12:09 with a frog splash. Now this one only gathers a 44. Of course, Miko is not particularly over in the US despite how good she is, so we have to work towards that. Also, Tenille was a bit reluctant to putting over Satomura, so we had to make this one of those matches where you keep Tenille strong, so it does affect the match rating a little bit. But hopefully, Miko can build up that overness and be a very solid acquisition to the Knockouts division. We progress on, and Ronda Rousey has absolutely stolen the show with an 86 promo. Wow. So this was really just going to be 5 minutes of Ronda Rousey just gloating, just basically saying she beat Thunder Rosa, she escaped the cage, there is no one in this roster that can touch her. Simple, effective. I don't know how they would quite plan, like how they would decorate it, because obviously you had the special kind of celebrations in WWE when you had like the Great Khali and Jinder Mahal winning championships, and then the same again when it was it Del Rio that had one when it was like a kind of Mexican themed one. So I don't know how you would quite do it with Ronda, but she's just blew out the park 186. So her main event doesn't even need to be that great because of the power of her promos and angles. Her entertainment skills fantastic. So the worry actually with Ronda is the WWE at one point just go, well, we'll sign her, or of course the same with AEW. Then a little backstage altercation between Moose and Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio is really just minding his own business when Moose comes out and attacks him. Of course, these two did battle at Genesis, where Moose defended his championship, retaining after losing the match because he lost via, I think it was count out. But at 65, quite happy with these two continuing to feud going forward. We then move on. We have an extremely short matchup that saw Wardlow pick up the win over Larry D in 4-12 with the Splash Mountain Powerbomb. Simple matchup. You're just making Wardlow look like an absolute beast, and Larry D not, basically. 38, Larry D off his game, in which was our storytelling match of the night. This proceeds to let Wardlow cut a promo, and he actually cuts it on IOP. And it just says it's very interesting that we're coming up to the Tag Team World Cup, and the Tag Team Champions are both big intimidating guys, but they're not as big, they're not as intimidating as Wardlow. And he says 4 weeks time, Tag Team World Cup, there needs to be a Tag Team Championship matchup. Wardlow knows a guy that can match up to the power of Dinza and Slamani, and if the IOP were dangerous, these forces of nature can be even more dangerous. So leave with that one. We've got a couple of weeks to build that one up, but that could be quite an epic matchup come the Tag Team World Cup. Main event, actually very good. Phoenix carries Johnny Dan, got a good matchup. Wins in 12-11 with the Meteora, was always going to happen. 62, 73 performance for Phoenix, 41 for Johnny Dango. And of course, trying to get interfere, but was scuppered in his attempts of doing so, was other member of that faction, which of course is Richard Holliday. And Sami Callihan attacks him, stopping him from interfering, and he puts him through a table to end the show. So 51, Sami looking for some revenge after Genesis. And we finish the show with a 66, so we increase our popularity in all regions. Of course, production value is costing, and will continue to do so until we're in a better financial predicament. But really happy with that one. I think we can certainly see the progress of a lot of people. We can certainly see the ratings are getting a lot higher in certain aspects. We are going to start seeing some departures, I think. I do need to release a few people just to trim the roster down a little. So you'll see that over the course of maybe the next couple of months, because obviously 4 tapings in one night, you're not going to see any change there. But happy with it, and we're in a good position going forward. As I say, we've got a lot of storylines to build over these next 3 weeks, and let's hope we do so. So thanks for watching, take it easy, let us know what you think, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.